All right, so here we are. We've got the Q dashboard on the right and then After Effects on the left with Templator 3.0 and the interface up. And what we're gonna do first is we are going to register our machine as a Q satellite. So the first thing that we do is you'll notice that we've got the Q emblem here as a button inside of Templator 3. So we're gonna go ahead and click that. And now what we do is click on sign in and the Q campaign setup dialog. Now, when you click sign in, what's gonna happen is you're going to get to a login screen, and this allows you to authorize Templator to access your Q account. So this will be the universal login screen. In my case, I've been logging in, and so it knows what I logged in previously. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on my demo@dataclay.com account. And what it'll do is it'll take you to dataclay.com, but it's gonna take you to a special page that has a authorization code. And what we're gonna do is just copy this into memory, and we're gonna go back into here and paste in the authorization code. Then we're gonna click on authorize. Now, it's going to present a message to me saying that we're logged in, but we don't have any campaigns associated with our account. So first, register the machine as a Q satellite, and then we're gonna create a template using the manifest dialog, and then once complete, we can finally create a campaign and start inserting jobs. So I'm gonna go ahead and click OK. You can see that Templator certainly knows that I am logged in as demo@dataclay.com, and so I'm just gonna hit cancel right here. So I'm currently logged in, but to register, what we do is we go into the preferences, and inside of the preferences, we have this new button here called Q configuration. I'm gonna go ahead and click that. And this essentially allows us to register our machine with our Q account. To register, what we need is an organization key, and we find that in our Q account right here. So I'm gonna go here, and you're gonna see that we have this organization key. You can click this icon. This tells me that I've copied that key into memory. I go back into here and hit paste, and now the key has pasted into this dialog. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is go back here and go to my satellites view, get out of that, go to my satellites view, and then hit register. And then Templator will tell me that it has registered a machine as a satellite. So click register. Wait a little bit so it can communicate. And then here we go. It says new satellite, Ari's MacBook Pro has registered with Q, and here's the ID of the satellite inside of Q. Now, one thing that's important to note is that the name of the satellite is actually taken from the machine name that the operating system has. So you don't have an opportunity to name the satellite, and there's a reason for this. We don't want people to re-register the same machine, so we take it from where the operating system is. So now if we go back into here and we hit reload, what we're gonna see is the Ari's MacBook Pro show up here, and it takes a little bit of time to get it. Now you can see that it's inactive, and that's because it's really not authorized yet. The second step after registering is you have to authorize the satellite. Again, you need to make sure that your organization key is here, and then click authorize. Now, I want you to notice some things about the UI before I click authorize, namely that this window right here shows information about the satellite as it exists on Q. You can see that it's got an ID from Q. Here's the name of the satellite, but it doesn't have any information about the IP addresses or the hardware UUID and all of that. And all of that information comes after you've authorized it. So you'll know if you have an authorized satellite when you start up After Effects in Templator, if you come into this dialog and you see all of these columns here populated with data. So let's go ahead and click authorize. And you can see immediately you'll get this notice that says it's been authorized, and now this machine can read and write to Q and is now activated. So I'm gonna click OK. First thing to notice is you've got this thing called a satellite token here. This token really should not be shared with anybody else outside of your organization. In fact, you shouldn't even share it outside of the machine. And then you've got this information about the version of the operating system, and then the IP address, and so on and so forth. So let's go back into here, and let's go ahead and hit reload again. And what we're gonna see is now the satellite should go from inactive to active. So if I click this here, I can see that I have the ID of the satellite right here. And this token we've decided to make it a long-lived token, and it's going to expire 5 years from the date that it was authorized. So you don't really have to worry about whether or not the machine is authorized or not to get to your Q satellite. All right, we can see some information about the host and see some information about the rendering and reversioning engine that is installed on the machine. So that's effectively how you create a satellite. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to click around to learn more and subscribe to our channel so you can learn the latest techniques for automating your video production process. I'm Ari Stepchansky, signing off. Thanks again.